Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jay Gonzalez. How are we doing tonight? I want to invite everybody to come down to the stage. We will be doing remarks shortly, so please start making your way so we can get the show started. Thank you very much.
Check.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight? I hope you guys all brought that energy from all week online and that Becerra excitement tonight, because I need you to help me out right now. I need you to help me welcome the beloved Becerra family to the stage.
I need my phone. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, thank you. So, my name is Carolina Reyes. I speak to you. Okay. Doctora Carolina Reyes. So I speak to you as a daughter of farm workers from the Central Valley, whose parents raised us, educated 8 children, and later each of us cared for them in their home until the day they passed. I speak to you as a mother of 3 beautiful daughters, and I speak to you as a high-risk OBGYN specialist who strives to provide the utmost in quality of care, but also who sees these preventable conditions as a result of us not investing in our communities. And I speak to you proudly as the spouse and lifelong partner of Xavier Becerra. Javier has spent his life as a public servant, fulfilling his dream of being a fighter. And as many of you know, we've grown up together. We shared a dream to pay forward, to help build healthy communities, to create access and opportunities for others, all with a shared value of treating others with respect and dignity. There's no mystery about Javier. His character, caring, competence, consistency. In other words, trustworthy and experienced. He's a man of principles and values, guided by faith. Javier shows that as he honors his parents, as he's raised his daughters, and as he carries himself as a public servant. You see the true character of a person when they are most challenged. And for Javier, that means steadiness, respectfulness, and trustworthiness. I have to say, Javier is quite transparent. He may not always agree with folks, but he can make it clear where he stands, and he understands that it takes all of us to succeed. So thanks to all of you who believe in Javier, especially the Foxes, our Friends of Javier Network. I know you're in the house, the many community leaders that are here, and the awesome social media content creators. Because really, without you, this moment, this movement, this journey of the Becerra era, it would not have happened. You have shown the state, you've shown this country that you can't buy integrity, authenticity, and experience. You show that you have to earn it. So you've heard from me on the campaign trail about Javier, but I want you to get to know Javier from a different side. I want you to hear from our three daughters, who many of you have seen blossom since they were born. So I want to introduce to you Clarissa, Olivia, and Natalia.
It is amazing to be with you all on this historic night in Los Angeles. And it's the city we grew up in. As our mom mentioned, we are the proud three daughters of Xavier Becerra and Doctora Carolina Reyes, your next governor and first lady of California. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you to every supporter, to every team member who has made this moment possible. Yeah. Thank you for every post, every door knock, every call that you've made. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your tireless support. We are grateful to all of you. You made the Becerra era happen. Our dad has said time and time again, this is a campaign of the people and for the people. You showing up here tonight is proof that when we come together and use our voices collectively, we make a better future possible.
We wanted to start by recognizing our mom. A true partner to our dad. She's been the grounding, loving presence of our family. Mom, we love you, and we're so proud to be your daughters. Tonight would not be possible without her. She and our dad have taught us that our voices are powerful. Our voices as three young Latinas in this world are powerful.
Now, you've heard about our dad's experience. You've heard how he served as a congressman for over 20 years fighting for this city, Los Angeles. You heard how he helped craft and defend the Affordable Care Act, one of the most powerful pieces of healthcare legislation in our nation's history. You've heard how, as Attorney General, he fought for our rights, and as the first Latino Health and Human Services Secretary, he stood up to lower drug prices for everybody. And we could go on and on. But you know all of that. So we're here to share our side of him. the side that you may not always get to see on the campaign trail. And that side of him is the side that's our dad.
It would be an understatement to say that he's a busy man. Yet every night for dinner when we were kids, we could count on him to be there, be it in person or on the phone, asking us, "How was your day?" We know the side of him that wears t-shirts until they are so worn out that my mom has to throw them away. It's true. The side of him that quotes the movie Interstellar, specifically the scene where the main character is facing dire circumstances and is told by a robot, "It's not possible." To which he replies, "No, it's necessary." I know the side of him that when I was navigating a difficult situation, I went to my dad and said, "What do I do?" And he said, "You know what's right." And I did. He's taught us to work hard, to lead with integrity, and to trust our intuition.
You know him as a fighter and a leader, and he is both of those things. He has more than 30 years of hard-earned experience. Hard-earned. He is also a down-to-earth man who puts his family first and never forgets where he came from, what his roots are. And that's how we know, amongst us, about how he shows up for us and how he will show up for you as governor. California and this country, we're all at a pivotal moment. We need a leader who has experience, who fights for the hardest working and the lowest paid. We know our dad, and we know that as your governor, he won't be intimidated by what some might think is impossible because he knows that it is necessary to make sure that California keeps going. So with that, we are so proud to introduce to you our dad, the next governor of California, Xavier Becerra.
Feliz, feliz. Primeramente, if I can begin by first saying to Carolina, Clarissa, Olivia, and Natalia, thank you so much. Gracias. Thank you to my family. You are. The California dream, it's alive tonight. And you see, I get to hug it and kiss it every night. We stand here at the birthplace of el pueblo de Nuestra Señora, la Reina de Los Ángeles del Río de Porciúncula, better known as LA. Like my family, LA is the starting line for millions of success stories across this state. And here in Hollywood's hometown, we love a good underdog story. So I got one for you. Se puede. Two immigrants, $12 and a dream. They came to California in pursuit of a better life. A construction worker and a clerical worker. They faced long odds, hard obstacles, doubt and discrimination. But they've got ganas, guts, grit, and game all wrapped up in one. It keeps them putting one foot in front of the other. Cut to 7 decades later, their son, the product of their sacrifice, first in his family to get to a university and get a degree, takes his own leap of faith. He dares to run for California's higher office, the office of governor. A campaign fueled by little more than grassroots support, some sweat equity, and the full faith and confidence that California is always worth the fight. Almost immediately, he's counted out, an afterthought, overlooked by many, outspent by a ton. Even called along the way to drop out and save us all the trouble. Well, guess what? The underdog stayed in the fight. Like my parents, I never gave up. Never stopped putting one foot in front of the other. Never stopped believing in the beacon-like goodness of California. And thankfully, neither did you. Because we know the true miracle of democracy is this. After all the exhausting ads are run, the pundits are spun, and the billionaires try to buy their way in, it's the people, only the people, who get the last word. And tonight, the people of the great state of California, in the greatest nation on earth, have spoken. Loudly and proudly. And while I take nothing for granted, there are lots of ballots left to be counted. It appears that we are on track to advance to November. One step closer to the son of those hard-working immigrants, Maria and Manuel Becerra, becoming the next governor of the great state of California. Now, that's more than a Hollywood ending, more than a milestone. It's the everyday miracle of living in a state that regularly makes the improbable seem inevitable. And I couldn't have done it without you. The doctors who clocked double shifts but still found time to canvass. The teachers who became our best volunteers the minute the afternoon school bell rang. The small business owners and union members who kept our economy running by day while walking door to door at night. The firefighters, the janitors, the caregivers, the nurses and longshoremen, the students. Most of all, I wouldn't be here without Carolina, Clarissa, Olivia, and Natalia. You are my superpower. You are my secret sauce. Everything I do for families just like ours who deserve their shot at the California dream. You know, I ran for the job because I know how important California is as a shining light to the world, radiating hope, freedom, opportunity, an unwavering belief in science, public schooling, enterprise, and foundational justice and human rights. California is America on fast forward. It's gleaming spotlights on the better angels of a more perfect union. A preview of an America, not just for the privileged or the partisans, but for all the people, by the people. An economic engine so powerful, so diverse, with more jobs, more capital, more R&D, more GDP. We lift up the entire nation. We are America's center tent pole. But I also know there are powerful forces aligned to darken our light. Distrust, disinformation, division, and distraction. Make no mistake, those forces did not want tonight to happen because their success depends on our failure. The last thing these forces want is a working-class governor with a law degree and a union card ready to call them out. They know that I can't be bought. They know I can't be bullied. And they know I will not back down. Now, we also recognize that despite all of California's growth and innovation, wealth and workforce, there are still too many Californians who feel shut out, priced out of the winner's circle. They feel disconnected from the economy, from our government, from the job market, the housing market, and from one another. In this new world, it feels like the old guarantees no longer apply, and the promise of a brighter future is an artifact of the past. For all of California's greatness, we sometimes struggle to meet the standards we set for ourselves, or to be the example that a divided nation or the next generation of dreamers so desperately need us to be. Which is why, as your governor, I am ready to lead the fight to uphold California's promise. To make sure we have the governance worthy of our gifts. To ensure everyone, regardless of where you live, what you've learned, who you love, how you look, everyone has a rung on California's ladder of opportunity. It starts with access to affordable homes. We are going to launch a building revolution in California, starting with the thousands of shovel-ready housing projects already in the pipeline. And in America's wealthiest nation-state, no excuse is acceptable for allowing people to live unsafely on our streets. A healthy economy also needs healthy communities. So we'll restore the promise of affordable health care with universal access in California, including our underserved and rural communities. We'll expand our global leadership on climate, safeguard our air, our water, and our coastline. And we will never surrender green growth jobs of the future to Washington politics or international competitors. We will invest in our schools like we mean it. Expand early education, childcare, and paid family leave, the real family values. We will fortify our second-to-none system of higher education, delivering the next generation of California leaders. We will defend our children from the epidemics of gun violence and dangerous street drugs, and treat public safety like a first-order principle, because it is. We'll be big-hearted, sure, but tight-fisted with our taxpayer dollars. We'll build a government that runs not on promises, but on time and under budget. And one that holds itself accountable when it doesn't. We will protect the right to vote for every voter, for every community, in every corner of California. And we will defend the rights of women. No exception, no equivocation, no retreat. We will do all of these things because the world today needs California's shining example more than ever. Its optimism, its inclusion, its ambition and invention. That is what makes America great. Not the wealth and privilege, but one people, e pluribus unum, lifting all boats. You know, we have a White House that ran on America first and an affordable middle class. And almost immediately, they ran away from their own promises. Now the country is mired in an economy without mooring, a war without purpose, a job market without prospects, and an American community without common ground. Donald Trump is doubling down on decline and counting on people being too fearful, distracted, or gullible to fight back. Well, he didn't count on us. As governor, I will never back down from the threats of small cowards in big offices. I sued Trump more than 120 times before, and I won, and I won, and I won. And anyone who wants to come at California will have to go through me. And here's the good news. California is bigger than Trump. Our values are undeniable and undeportable. And one day, when power's pendulum swings back against the chaos, the cruelty, and the corruption, when all that remains of MAGA are broken promises, unpaid debts, and empty ballrooms, the world will look once again for American renewal and for the state of California to lead the way. More than ever, California needs our voices and our values. To the people and voters of California, this is your state. Este es tu estado. We will not be bought, we will not be bullied, and we are never backing down. California, thank you very much. November, here we come.